what's clipping. This meter, you see these lines that go bounce up and down. Right now it's at 3. You ideally want to keep your trim, it might be called something different in other mixers, around 30-35%. So right now it is around the 30% mark. So as you can see, it goes up to 3 decibels. It's still on the yellow or orange. Ideally, you want to keep your mixing in the green or in the orange. See, if I turn this up, which a lot of DJs tend to do, is you start wanting to make it louder because you don't think it's loud enough. You keep turning it up, you keep turning it up, you're going to start getting into redline. When you get into the red, that means you're getting distorted. So if you're in a club or at a gig and you're not in front of the speakers, the more you turn this up, the more distorted the sound's going to get, and that's not good. If you feel like you need to turn it up, it's probably because you need bigger speakers, you need more speakers, you need a different setup. So what you never want to do is redline. Always keep this around 30-35%. Keep it in the green and the orange, or whatever color it may be on your mixer. So you definitely want to prepare a track before you DJ with it. So this red in the beginning is where it starts. It has a 8-bar intro. This orange is a hook. That's where a mixing point is. This green is another hook. It's another mixing point. And then the end, the yellow, is the outro. It's another mixing point with another 8-bar exit of the track. The reason why this is important is because a lot of DJs nowadays, they have set playlists. They kind of know where they're going to mix it. They know exactly what's going to happen. I personally like to freestyle everything. So when you prep a track like this, you know where the mix points are, and you can just go into it, not knowing what's going to happen next. It's kind of funner that way, and it kind of challenges your skills to see what you're going to do in the mix when it actually happens. Another tip is to have an external hard drive. I have a Samsung T7 here, but you can use any external hard drive. It doesn't really matter. But I would buy a reliable one. It's not worth getting a cheap one that's going to crash on you and destroy all your information. Another extremely important tip is to have a backup drive. In the event that you lose your primary drive, you want to have a backup, because prepping these tracks and doing all the background work for DJing takes hundreds or even thousands of hours. So trust me, if you can afford a backup drive, well, not even afford, you have to have a backup drive. You should have probably 2 backup drives. Another mixing tip is to always have a monitor, whether it be in your headphones or on your outside speakers. So in this particular mixer, you have the choice between listening to the master, which means what's coming out of this setup or this controller. So the controller master output, you can route it to your headphones so you can hear exactly what everyone else is hearing. Or you could change it to Q channel 1, you'll only hear what's on channel 1, or Q channel 2, you'll only hear what's channel 2. Or if you put it in the middle, you'll hear what's coming out of both of them. So big recommendation is that, in different environments, you can mix in your bedroom, but when you get outside, when there's a lot of reverb or there's a lot of noise and you can't hear your mix, you're pretty screwed. Because if you need to make those micro adjustments to either channel 1 or channel 2, it is really difficult to hear without a monitor, especially in difficult environments. So one of the main reasons I actually started this YouTube channel is just to record my mixes, and so I could listen to it later. I wasn't really expecting to do anything with it other than here's a video reference, or here's something I can listen to. What are the mistakes I'm making? What am I doing wrong? The whole point I'm trying to get at is practice your mix, because that's what's important. You want to practice with it, record it, listen to it, find out what mistakes you're making. Along the way, you'll find out this particular track works with that track. You'll learn about melodic mixing later, which is really, really helpful when it comes to blending songs that sound good together. So number one important tip is to actually practice what you're doing.